This is the Georgia Farm Monitor. Since 1966, your source for state and national agribusiness news and features for farmers and consumers about Georgia's #1 industry, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by the state's largest general farm organization, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now, here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Burgaby.
And we welcome you to a very special edition of the Georgia Farm Monitor. Special because for the very first time in the history of the show, 50 years to be exact, we are coming to you from the annual Georgia FFA State Convention. Well, you see the stage behind us, over 6,500 plus in attendance for the final day of festivities. So glad you decided to join us for this week's show. I'm Ray DeLessio.
And I'm Kenny Burgaby. This year, marking the 87th edition of the Georgia FFA Convention, our entire show dedicated to this event today. Now, coming up, the friendships, the competitions, and the overall experience of being a part of the Georgia FFA State Convention. Damon Jones takes us on a behind-the-scenes tour of this three-day event and shows you how it encourages those who are at the end of their FFA career. Also, Mark Wildman spends the day with outgoing FFA State President Callie Warren. The experiences she enjoyed most during her time as president, and more importantly, what the future has in store. And speaking of presidents, he went from state president here in Georgia to national president of the FFA. Oglethorpe County's own Andy Paul will join us on set to share his experiences. All this and more, straight ahead on the Georgia Farm Monitor.
It's been well documented that the number of new local FFA chapters across the country continue to grow on a yearly basis. In fact, the Georgia FFA is currently the third largest state association behind Texas and California, with more than 37,000 members. Damon Jones now on why this convention is so vital in helping that number continue to grow.
More than 6,500 FFA students from all corners of the state gathered here at the Macon Centerplex for the 87th Annual State Convention. It's a three-day event that provides plenty of fun and fellowship, as well as sessions to discuss organizational business. And the theme for this event is Go All Out. It's something Executive Secretary Ben Lastly hopes these students will take to heart.
If you're shy, go all out and try something you haven't done. If you've done several things in FFA, try something more or get some other folks involved. So go all out can mean a lot of things. It can mean try harder. It can mean try something new. It can mean do your best. Go all out means a lot of things for these students, but most importantly, it means try. Get involved and do something with FFA.
And this event highlights those who did just that, as hundreds of students were recognized for all their hard work. And while it was a celebration of 2014, it also provided encouragement for the upcoming year.
Leaving convention is a great time to just kind of reflect on what I've done this past year, but also look forward to my future. It's kind of like a graduation. You graduate and then you move forward to being such a grateful person for all the opportunities you've had in your life.
Hundreds of students also participated in a number of different competitions highlighted by the discussion meet. And while the goal is, of course, winning, it also teaches valuable life lessons in the process.
If you want something and set a goal, get after it. And that's a great life lesson. One day they're going to be parents. They're going to own businesses or work for people. And it's good to have goals, set financial goals, and have a plan. Sometimes you're going to win, and how you handle that with grace and dignity and the people that you competed with is so important. Because you're going to deal with people the rest of your life. Sometimes you lose, and how you deal with that with grace and dignity is important.
For the winners, they will be heading to the National Convention in Louisville later this year, thanks in large part to the work of the FFA Foundation, who sponsors their trips. And this year, they've made donating money even easier.
We have a new mobile donate program. You can go to our website, which is Georgia spelled out, ffafoundation.org, or you can also text Blue Gold to 56512.
So between all of the events, recognition, and fun, it's easy to see why the FFA markets this convention as an opportunity to grow their organization. It's something they've been very good at over the past couple of decades.
You know, we really market this convention as an opportunity to grow the FFA. We've grown for 17 straight years, FFA in Georgia. We've increased membership. We're up over 38,000 members now. And that happens because these students tell their friends what they're getting out of FFA and why they ought to be involved. So I hope these students come here. I hope they have a great 3 days, and I hope they go home and tell their parents and their teachers and their friends about the value of coming to the convention.
And for those who aren't sure the FFA is the right fit for them,
FFA is for anyone. And if you can't find your place right away because you don't feel like you have that agriculture background, that's not true. FFA members are from all kinds of walks of life. It doesn't matter where you come from or where you're going. It just matters that you are dedicated to an organization that will change your life.
Reporting from the FFA Convention in Macon, I'm Damon Jones for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
All right, Damon, great job as always, sir. In 2013, Georgia Trend magazine listed him as one of Georgia's most influential people. Now in his 9th year as Georgia Farm Bureau president, Zippy Duval himself is an honorary member of FFA. Earlier this morning, while addressing the convention, Mr. Duval spoke of the major impact FFA has had on agriculture and how someday anyone in this room could also be the leader of a major farm organization.
You know, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this morning about aiming high, because you never know where FFA is going to take you. You never know what God has in plan for you. So let me tell you just some little things. How many of you in here think you're a leader? Raise your hand or holler. I have a lot of leaders. I knew I saw a sea of blue and leaders in here. Leaders have a great responsibility to make a difference in people's lives. So if you're going to make a difference in people's lives, you have to take care of yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And you have to focus on those things, because there's people out there that's going to depend on you. See, you're going to be a leader, whether it be in your school, in your job, in your church, in your family. The awesome responsibility of forming and shaping a young person into another blue and gold leader is a great responsibility, and you're going to soon reach that time.
Yeah, certainly some incredible words to live by. Well, speaking of the future, what to do once their time in FFA is complete? That is a question that many of these young men and women face. That's one of the reasons for the annual trade show here at the convention. This is where the students learn all about potential career choices while at the same time having a little bit of fun.
Well, what we have here is a Van de Graaff generator. It demonstrates static electricity. We use it at the career events to bring the students in so that we can engage them and talk to them about great careers in the power industry. So it's a fun thing, but also it helps us engage the students and talk to them about our careers and what their future might look like if they came to work in the electric utility industry.
This is very valuable. Yeah, it is. This is when after 2008 happened, a lot of little greenhouses went out of business that I done business with, and so therefore I started looking at the schools and looking at the internet. What was more profitable? Well, it might be more profitable to do the internet thing, but this is a lot more rewarding. I don't have to worry about my money. The schools are good for it. We work with the schools. They're not a lot of them are not real picky about what they get, because they're trying to do something for the kids, and so it works out good. And we enjoy really trying to help them do what they want to do.
Well, unfortunately, this convention will be the end of Callie Warren's term as Georgia FFA president. It's been a year full of great opportunities, not only to meet new people, but it also gave her a chance to learn valuable lessons that she will carry with her for the rest of her life.
Now, recently, the Monitor's Mark Wildman visited with Callie on her family's farm, and as you're about to see, this is one young lady that is definitely going places.
It has been an extremely busy year for Georgia's FFA State President Callie Warren. Along with her many responsibilities as State FFA President, Callie has kept up with her work at school and worked in the family's blueberry fields. Although her schedule has been full, she believes sacrificing her time for FFA has been time well spent.
It has shown me that there's so much potential in our future of agriculture, students my age and students younger, that we have such top priority in students from all across Georgia, and that has impacted me in order to serve my state well and to become the best person I can be. And one thing that FFA does is that it promotes premier leadership, personal growth, and career success in the lives of our students. And I can say that hopefully I'm a living example of that.
Callie enjoys working on the farm, and she especially enjoys working with blueberries. This particular field is not that old, and Callie has had a hand in seeing this field go from planting all the way up to its first harvest.
Being just a food is an understatement. Blueberries have really impacted my life through agriculture because I can connect with my work that I've done here in a blueberry field behind my house, through testing the environmental impact to testing the improvement of blueberries and increasing of sugar content through the use of high tunnels. Blueberries have connected me with a part that I can connect with the agricultural industry, just like how other people would be involved in horses or cattle or any other type of production. I'm involved with blueberries, and that's how I connect in the agricultural industry.
Her parents, Kevin and Amy Coggins, are very proud of Callie's accomplishments, and Callie is very proud of her family, a family who spends a lot of time working the land and discussing issues important to agriculture.
Being a part of a farm family makes me feel that I have roots, you know, where I belong, that this is agriculture is in my blood, and it's where I belong, and it's what I want to do in my future. I want to bring up the agricultural industry and help impact people with all that agriculture is. Agriculture is in every aspect of our daily lives, and that having and coming from a farm family, it just shows me that I have the support from behind me to help push me further and to promote the agricultural industry.
Although this past year has been hectic, Callie says it has been worth it because the contacts and the experiences she has had will benefit her for the rest of her career and life.
You know, people don't realize the impact that not only FFA has on students. You know, it's not just agriculture, it's teaching you skills that you can take to every aspect of your life. You know, you can never believe that I was once a shy girl that would not talk to anybody. And now, I mean, I can talk in front of cameras, in front of thousands of people, and talk about how FFA has educated me. And I'm proud to say that FFA has impacted me in a way that no one would ever believe.
In Lowndes County, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.
All right, Mark, great job as always. Now, still to come on the Monitor, learning projects that also address local environmental needs. We'll take you inside the Georgia FFA's Living to Serve program.
But first, can you say rock star? That's right. Pictures, autographs, speeches. Andy Paul has done it all this week. The National FFA president and Georgia native joins us next to talk about his busy life. Stay with us. You are watching the Georgia Farm Monitor's coverage of the 87th Annual Georgia FFA Convention. Our coverage of the 87th Annual Georgia FFA State Convention continues. Now, here's something else the FFA can lead to. How about singer-songwriter in the country music capital of the world, Nashville, Tennessee? Recently, I spent the day with Chantel Ogden as she visited with students at Walnut Grove High School in Loganville, Georgia. Chantel, who grew up on a dairy farm in Utah and served as a state officer in the FFA chapter there, tells me the FFA still a big part of who she is today.
When I was growing up and in FFA, I didn't really understand back then what the possibilities would be for me. And it was a bit of a journey going from the farm to Nashville as a songwriter, but those experiences that I had in FFA were really so important to my development as a person, and those friendships that have become sort of lifelong friendships for me. I think a lot of the life lessons that came from FFA, like getting comfortable on stage and in public speaking, definitely some of the things I learned on the farm and through FFA about hard work and following through on projects. Those are things that are really foundational to me as a person, and those are things that have really helped me as an artist.
All right, well, I'm not sure our next guest will ever win a Country Music Award, but I can guarantee you that he is destined for great things. Joining us now, the reigning National FFA president, the pride and joy of Athens, Georgia, if you will, Andy Paul. Andy, so good to have you with us, man.
Thank y'all for having me today.
Let's go ahead and start from the beginning. What was it that made you want to be a part of FFA?
Well, I joined the FFA my 8th grade year, but I started exhibiting swine when I was in the 1st grade. So I always fell in love with production agriculture, and then it was almost one of those things I was expected of me to do. And my older sister had served as chapter president, my cousins had as well, and I wanted to fill their jackets, but the good thing about this organization is our jacket has our name on it for a reason, so I got to fill my own.
I want to go back in time a little bit. You, of course, were elected president at the National Convention in Louisville back in November. We got some video here. Describe what was going through your mind immediately after they called your name, because the look on your face, you're like, what?
I was completely shocked. I was not expecting it whatsoever. And they just called two outstanding candidates from my region, and I thought, maybe it's not in my plan this year. I've got next year to still try. They called my name. Couldn't believe it. Still in shock a lot of times, but I know it's the greatest blessing to ever happen to me.
You might have some NFL teams call you, man, because you have some wheels and some speed.
Fingers crossed.
Now, as national president, you really don't have any downtime. It's more or less a full-time job. Describe a normal work week for Andy Paul.
Well, a normal work week usually involves at least 2 airports, flying through somewhere, going to a different state. One of my favorite parts of the year is doing things like this, going to state conventions, hanging out with members. About a third of my year with members, about a third with foundation and industry partners, and a third of it is in preparation and training.
You see, actually, you come on set and they turn the lights on for you. How's that?
Shine bright like a diamond.
And I do hate to tell you, Andy, but you do have another 6 months of this. What about after your term ends, moving forward? What's in your plans? What's your future plans?
I'm planning on finishing up my degree in Ag Ed at the University of Georgia. My goal is to either teach a middle school program or work in public relations for an agricultural career.
Right.
So I'm excited. I want to talk to people about agriculture. I just got to figure out what age range they're going to be.
All right, man. Well, we cannot thank you enough for joining us, Andy. Always a
Thank y'all.
pleasure. And best of luck, of course, the rest of the year. And we're going to see you in November at the National Convention, so we will be there for you. All right, well, after the break, we'll be joined by another special guest, Chip Bridges, who is the State Program Manager for Georgia FFA, also Living to Serve. It's not just the last line of the FFA motto, it's also a lifestyle for these students. Up next on The Monitor, how some of the FFA chapters here in Georgia are living to serve their community. Stay with us.
And we welcome you back to the Georgia Farm Monitor as we continue our coverage of the 87th Annual Georgia FFA Convention. Well, as the majority of the members started their weekend off in this very building, others spent their first day serving the community. The Monitor was there as FFA students practiced what they preach.
In an effort to help the host city, over 250 members of the FFA organization partnered with the group Rebuilding Macon. The students broke into 4 groups to help do minor maintenance, yard work, and paint houses of aging residents in Bibb County. The coordinator of this year's Living to Serve Day, Kevin Jump, is from Peach County and is an area mechanics teacher for the Central Region Agricultural Education.
A lot of this grunt work, so to speak, has been taken care of by the Rebuilding Macon group. They've been there, done that. This is my first year in the capacity of organizing the FFA end of it, and it's really been a joy to be a part of. We started probably 6-8 months ago, making contact with the Rebuilding Macon group and talking about potential numbers of what we may have based on previous years. They've been doing this for at least 6 years.
Deborah Rollins with Rebuilding Macon said the work these middle and high school students from all over the state do each year is a tremendous asset to those in need of assistance.
Well, I have had some of the teachers say this is the most fun that they have, that they get to see their kids work and interact together. So it's a learning experience for the kids, and they get to have fun watching each other, see who really does work and who's got the best attitude. Well, this is fabulous for Macon, the community, but also the students, learning service and learning to give back to the community. So it's great for everyone concerned.
And if you think the students aren't appreciative for the opportunity to help others, think again.
Today coming here, my chapter came with about 6 people, and we've actually worked with a lot of other people, a lot of people from South Region. My chapter's from North Region, so that was really cool to meet some people. Also meeting the guy that actually owns this house and hearing his story and how long he's been here. And that was just really cool, talking to him and talking to other people as well. Goodness, I'm really blessed. I know that, you know, everything that I ever need is provided for me, and I don't have to worry about any of that. And it's just to think about that we're helping people, that we have things, and we're sharing our work instead of, you know, like resources. So that's a really cool thing, that you're sharing your ability to work with somebody else so they can get a better outcome and have a better life.
I love doing this, especially because he was a veteran, and that's not the only reason. He served in World War II like my great-granddad, and I mean, he's up in his 90s, so is my great-granddad, so I enjoy doing work like this for people. It's very important in my life because I want to go to the military personally and I have a kind of a military background in my family anyway, but I love talking to veterans. I love hearing their stories. Even if they don't like to talk about it, I love to talk about it.
One homeowner that had his house painted was very pleased with the work the FFA members did on a beautiful spring afternoon in central Georgia.
I would say they were a fantastic group of people, and if anybody needs some good work done, I recommend them anywhere.
All right, as promised, we're joined now by Chip Bridges, who is the state's program manager for Georgia FFA. Chip, thanks so much for being with us here today. You know, one of the keys to a successful FFA program are the ag teachers themselves. If you would, Chip, give us an update on ag education, where it stands in Georgia.
Well, Kenny, I'm proud to be here and be able to report that ag education in Georgia is really running strong right now. We're continually adding ag teachers. We're fortunate that our school systems see the value in ag education, and we get requests every year to add new programs and add new teachers. This year alone, we're adding 19 new agriculture education teachers to the state of Georgia, so that should help our program continue to grow.
Which brings us to our next question, something that you call the agricultural model of instruction. Now, explain how this program is different from others.
Well, the Ag Ed model of instruction is unique because it takes a three-component model and kind of integrates them together so that you don't have just the classroom, which is different from a lot of other programs. And then it integrates it with our leadership component, which is FFA. And FFA is not just a club. A lot of people think it's a club, but it's an integral part of the instruction that's in the classroom that the ag teachers teach each day. They integrate FFA in, so it's more than just a club. And then it's also integrated with what we call our supervised agricultural experiences. And teachers provide that to students to, it's kind of our version of homework, where students get to have agricultural products away from the school, but the teacher is still supervising them at their home or in the farm labs at their schools.
Chip, you mentioned integration. How does that work with the rest of the complementary part of the system, the school's curriculum?
Well, one thing I like to say is I think the model of instruction for agriculture education is the greatest model of instruction there is. The one thing that makes it unique is the fact that the students can actually take their skills that they learn in the classroom and apply them to FFA and SAE. And so it also does a really good job. STEM's a big word now, and agriculture education really provides a lot of emphasis on science and technology, and math is integrated into our program. So it's an excellent model of instruction. It's been proven successful, and it also helps the academics in our schools.
Yeah, and final question for you, Chip. I mean, looking at the overall picture of everything, how much of an impact does ag education have on the school systems here in Georgia?
Well, in the school systems that have agriculture education, almost every school system in Georgia has agriculture education, and one of the things that I find intriguing is when I walk into a school building and the principal walks up to me and says, "My ag teacher is the best teacher in my school." So I really like to hear that, and so I think agriculture education can have a tremendous impact on our schools.
Yeah. Well, Chip, thank you so much for joining us, as always, and, of course, best of luck the rest of the year. So.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, that is going to do it from the 87th Annual Georgia FFA State Convention.
Well, as always, a reminder for all the latest ag info regarding food, great recipes, and what's happening down on the farm. Be sure and check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest pages. You'll stay informed and see what's up in the world of farming and the Farm Monitor Show.
Now, the festivities are not over just yet. We leave you today with a look at the new state officers for 2015 and 2016.
Have a great week, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your state FFA president for the 2015-2016 from Franklin County, Avery Duncan.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new Central Region Vice President from Peach County, McCoy's Hodges.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new State FFA Secretary from Lowndes County, Ian Bennett.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new North Region Vice President of the Oconee FFA Chapter, Andy Kate McCannon. Ladies and gentlemen, your new North Region Vice President from East Jackson FFA Chapter, Faith Gilman.
FFA members, your new South Region State FFA Vice President from Brantley County, Kristen Flowers.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2015
2015-2016 South Region Vice President from Clinch County,